That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.
Hi everyone, I'm Sid2. Welcome to this week's episode of Comic Reviews. Got a pretty good sized stack today. Also got a figure to start off, show off. I'm wearing a Red Lantern ring because I'm wearing a red shirt today. I'm going to be talking about something Green Lantern as shown in the thumbnail. So I hope you all are ready for that. I'm talking really fast because I'm going to try to finish this video within 1 hour, hopefully at least. And if all goes according to plan, there should be a bonus video posted today. Yeah, probably. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the last thing I read, which was Star Wars Obi-Wan Anakin number 4. Again, what I like about this book are the scenes with Anakin and Palpatine. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages that are a scene with Anakin and Palpatine's on 2 of those pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 panels. So I obviously didn't care for it very much. Like the Anakin stuff, I like, in the beginning we found out that Anakin wanted to leave the Order, and we didn't really know why, and I assumed it would be explained. And the reason that he was thinking about leaving the Order was because Palpatine was manipulating him into thinking that he's got a better place, or that he could have a better place if he left the Order. And there's a really good line. Anakin, it's not my place, but can I ask you if you're happy in the temple? Of course, training to become a Jedi is all I've ever wanted. And Palpatine just looks at him and goes, I see. I feel that I owe you, Anakin. You performed a tremendous service to me when my home planet was under attack. I want you to know that there is always a place for you with me, once your training is complete, of course. I could make extraordinary use of a young man like yourself. And then Anakin goes to tell Obi-Wan that he doesn't really want to finish his training as a Jedi, that he just did it that he started because he thought it would be his only chance to leave his home planet and get out of slavery, yada yada. So I just really like that scene. Everything else, just the politics of this weird kind of crummy war-bound world doesn't really work for me. There's a reference in here, and I'm not sure who the hell it's to, because that looks like Kylo Ren to me. I'm sure it's someone else. There's no way they gave someone on a backwater planet a holocron from the future, but fuck if I know. Maybe it's some famous Jedi or Sith, I have no idea, but it looks like Kylo fucking Ren. Anyway. Oh, the lizard is pooping on the carpet. And Haley is mad at him and running and trying to do the best she can. It's quite amusing. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't really care for this series. Like, the stuff I'm loving in this series is so good, and the stuff that's bad, it's not bad. It's just, like, really just don't care. Painfully don't care. So, I don't know. Take that how you will. But since this is the Star Wars book, I'll go ahead and take the chance to show off this now. I posted an unboxing video this week, and I couldn't figure out how to get this thing to come together in that, but I did now. And so it's the Palpatine and Yoda fight from Episode 3. I absolutely love that fight. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's really cool. And so I saw this statue, or not statue, figure statue, whatever, plastic statue, of the fight from the Force Unleashed series, and I had to do it. It's just so freaking cool. I absolutely love that scene, so I had to get it, and here's, a better lit, more completed view of it, and I hope you enjoy seeing it like that. So there you go, there's the figure show-offy bit. Anyway, moving right along to the next book on this week's list is Wonder Woman number 51. We are one issue away from 52, which will be the last issue in this series. And then we'll be getting a new Wonder Woman with a costume design that I actually quite like. Wonder Woman should always have a skirt, in my opinion. In the original story, she had a skirt. I just like Wonder Woman with a skirt much more than I do the bathing suit or anything. The only thing I don't like about this design for the DC Rebirth universe is I do not care for the cape. Lose the cape and I am A-okay. I also really like that Damien design. It looks like exactly what Damien should look like as a cross between Batman and Ra's al Ghul. I really, really enjoy that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just kind of like, the rest of the outfit designs are just okay. I don't like Harley's. I don't know who the new Green Lantern character is. Batman's design is fine. Superman looks too dark. Looks kind of like the Man of Steel costume at that point. And Superboy, I don't know, it kind of just looks like a kid dressed up as Superman, and I kind of like that. Kid Flash doesn't look any different, except that he's black. But anyway, the story itself. Wonder Woman's kind of an idiot when written by Meredith Finch. And that's starting to bug me quite a bit. Yeah. Like, so, unsurprisingly, Heat Cat, the dragon lady sorceress, kind of like lied about Hera and the gods and all that stuff. Or at least it seems. I don't even know. And so Wonder Woman was manipulated there, and then she was manipulated elsewhere, and it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't like it. It's just not good. And now she's realized she was manipulated, so her and Hera are teaming up again, and it's just, it's all over the place to me. There's one scene in here that I thought I'd liked, and then by the end I didn't like it. So she's in Tartarus, and she keeps like seeing, like, it's kind of like that classic horror trope, or nightmare trope, I guess you'd call it, where you see all the scary evil things, or like the true nightmares, where you're kind of, it's the false reality, the thing you're afraid to admit to yourself. So she runs into Superman, who she's still dating, and you don't need to protect me anymore, Diana. We can finally be together like we always wanted. We can get married, start a family. Isn't that what you've always wanted, a family of your own? And then it's like a panel of Wonder Woman being pregnant, and she's like really freaked out by it. And then, like, I like that immediately, because my whole thing with Wonder Woman and Superman dating is it shouldn't work, and that's why it's a good idea to do. It's an interesting idea to see these characters date, because they would intrinsically have an interest in each other. Superman would find someone that he doesn't have to worry about destroying, and Wonder Woman would find someone that's, like, completely contradictory to everything she's been told about men her whole life. So I really like the idea that they would be interested in each other, but that ultimately they're just so different people that it would not work at all. They'd have no chemistry. They'd be like, it's kind of the idea that they're right for each other on paper, but not in actuality. And so that's what I liked about that idea, that maybe this is the moment where she's realizing that. But instead we get this dialogue, or this monologue box. I gave up the idea of children when I joined the Justice League, but being with Clark, I started thinking just for a moment about life, about what life might look like after. A home, family, babies, and no, that's not how it works. Like, Wonder Woman shouldn't want the same things Superman wants. That's the stuff Superman wants, what she's listing there. That's what he's always wanted, is to just have a normal, good old-fashioned American kind of life. And she wouldn't be interested in those things. That's why a relationship with them shouldn't work out. So that just, it bothered me that they seemed to almost have it about why that relationship doesn't work and why that's tragic. Like, you put Wonder Woman and Superman in a relationship just to break them up, and it seems like Finch was this close, and then just completely went out to left field with it. And that's really disappointing to me. And then the rest of the issue is just kind of bad. David Finch's art is still really incredible. Like, Hera looks frickin' amazing in some of these panels. Wonder Woman kind of seems to be changing the shape of her face. Like, she looks like a completely different person issue to issue, but what can you do? I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed in this. Like I said, this run is so bad because it started out with so much potential, but then it just lost me, and I'm so sad about that. What can you do? Moving right along to Action Comics. You know, when I picked up Action Comics, I did so because I thought it'd be really interesting to see what Tomasi was doing with... Or no, wait, it was Pack writing Superman, wasn't it? So Tomasi came on for these issues, so... I thought it'd be really interesting to see what Pack was doing with the whole social justice Superman. And I got like 3 or 4 issues of that. And now it's just crossover after crossover, which is... I don't mind crossovers, I really don't. But space them out. Give me an arc-based story, give me a standalone story, then you can do an arc-based crossover. But going arc-based story, big crossover story, kinda bugs me. There's just so little to latch on to. And basically you have to be reading all the books with the word super in them in order to understand what's going on right now or care. And so I neither understand nor care. That's it. I don't have anything more complicated to say about that issue. That was just, I have no idea what's going on, and I don't care. It's going to be done in another issue anyway, and guess what? Action Comics, it's going off my list because of it. I'm sorry. I really am. But that's just how it goes. Anyway, Sam Wilson, Captain America, number 8, maybe? It's hard to tell. Yeah, 8. So I was very upset and very disappointed and really ready to get mad and throw things last week. Or last month with this. Doesn't feel like it was a full month. Probably wasn't a full month. And then this scene happened, and I was really, really happy. It's between Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson, as Steve hands Sam Wilson back the shield. "This is yours. Thanks for letting me borrow it." "Steve, are you sure?" "You bet I am. When I handed you this shield, it didn't come with any conditions. It wasn't a loan. You're Captain America. And no matter what I do from here, that doesn't change. Agreed?" "Agreed." "I wasn't sure how you'd feel with how things have been with us." "Yeah, how things have been. About that. I don't know what it was. Frustration over not being in the field, being overwhelmed by the mess at S.H.I.E.L.D., but at any rate, I let a matter of principle, a difference in ideology, become personal. I took it personally, and for that, I'm sorry, Sam." Won me back over. I really was expecting, "Oh, Cap, I'm going to graciously step down and give you back your title because you have a movie coming out." And that's not at all what happened. And I'm really, really happy about that. Also, there was another brilliant scene. Zemo is looking for the cubic, because it sounds more like cube. The girl that's actually fragments of a cosmic cube. And he sends Kraven the Hunter out to go find her. And he sets up a trap. And this is his trap. It's a birthday party with presents, balloons, and a tea set. And what's the line beforehand? Guy says, okay, I don't get it. That is because you're an idiot. We have set our trap, and what better trap to set for this being than a children's birthday party with a tea set. Nice touch. And then so I could just imagine Craven in this like overly masculine, like foreign sounding voice going, "Oh, I wonder who will come to my party, who will have tea with me, who will open these presents." Now what? Now we wait. And he puts on like a birthday cap. That's just hilarious and awesome, and I got a real kick out of it. That's just, oh my god, that scene made me laugh for quite a while. I was really, really pleased with that. The rest of the issue is dealing with this S.H.I.E.L.D. snafu. And I use the word snafu specifically because that is the situation with S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's also an acronym. Yeah, see what I did there? Why is... that joke has to have been made. Someone has to be smart enough at Marvel that is writing a book that involves S.H.I.E.L.D. to have a character go, can you guys just rename yourself Snafu? Oh man, if that hasn't happened, it needs to. I'm a genius. See this head? Brilliant thoughts come out of it. So anyway, the rest of the story I enjoyed plenty. It was really those two scenes are what did it for me. There's also some really fun dialogue. This is a lot... The thing that I've liked about this book so much is it's dealing with a lot of really serious issues, but it has just such a light-hearted approach that it just makes reading it fun. Like Zemo's breathing down this guy's neck about finishing a trap for Cubic, and he goes, something to end this absurd sentient mess. Make it a cube again, useful again. Right, well that's all... Well, that's a tall order that takes some time, and you didn't exactly give me the best lab assistant in Trapster here. Hey, you ask me to get you water, I get you water. You tell me to stop tapping my foot, I stop tapping my foot. We're making progress. Just fun little bits like that just get to me. And so yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Cool stuff. But don't have a ton to say on the story itself. I'm not going to pick up the other books that it's crossing over into. I'm excited to read more Captain America with Sam Wilson as the head. Steve and I were having a bit of a conversation on Twitter about it, and so I guess I'll address some of that real quick. So Steve's point is that Sam Wilson being Captain America is kind of like regressive to the character, and that it happened before, and the whole point was that Falcon is there to address the issues that Captain America doesn't address, and that's why he just wishes it were a Falcon book again, as opposed to making Sam Wilson into Captain America. And I understand that, I really do. But at the same time, for me, I just, for whatever reason, didn't have much interest in Sam Wilson on his own. I didn't have much interest in a Falcon book. If they announced it, I wouldn't be picking it up. There was something interesting about making the guy who is Captain America black, doing that diversity thing, and just putting Sam Wilson out there as Captain America. And instead of having him try to be Steve Rogers, try to fill those shoes, I'm going to push back on that a little bit, but let me finish this point. Instead of having him try to fulfill that role, he's making the role his own. And that's what I find interesting about it. I would agree that it's regressive to the character if he were just acting like Sam Wilson, or like Captain America, Steve Rogers. If we were just writing black Steve Rogers, that would be a problem. But he is entirely doing his own thing, and part of the whole point of this book is that he is his own man right now. That he is making the role his own, and he is not shy about that at all. I really, really do enjoy that, and so that's what's working for me so much about the book. But anyway, here we are with the Red Lantern ring, the not Red Lantern shirt for a store that, at least in Fort Wayne, no longer is open. I think they have a store down in Indianapolis. If I have any subscribers there, you can go check it out, I guess. Anyway, we go on to Green Lantern Secret Origin. But Ian, Green Lantern Secret Origin doesn't have any Red Lanterns in it. Oh, yes it does! Because it has Atrocitus! Everyone's favorite Red Lantern. One of the few that people can name besides Dexter. Oh, speaking of Dexter. Dexter shall sit here and review comics with me, because he's a better co-host than Danny, since he doesn't poop or move. He might fall, though. If he falls, then he has failed me. But anyway, so we got... Oh, there's a better image of Atrocitus I could have used. So, Green Lantern Secret Origin. As promised last week, Godhead really reinvigorated me on Green Lantern. I had been kind of, like I said, on the fence about that book ever since Brightest Day. And then once Johns left, I just had very little confidence in it. But I read Godhead just because I found the premise really interesting, and it completely reinvigorated my love for the character. And it made me want to go back and read it all again, because I realized, when I fell in love with the character I was reading in trade, I started to lose interest in the character when I was reading in single issues. So obviously, the only conclusion is I'm just meant to read Green Lantern in trade. So I'm going to go back through all of the old Green Lantern books. He fell and failed me. How dare he? I'm going to go through all the Green Lantern books. Can you see Dexter if I set him here? I probably should have thought of that sooner. Oh well. I'm going to go through and read through all the Green Lantern books. I would have done the Alan Moore stories before this, but, special announcement, did an episode of Geeky Gentleman with Bill Worcester, and you can watch that tomorrow, where we talk about the 3 short stories that Alan Moore did, including Tires, the story that inspired Jeff Johns' run, or partly. We get into it. So I'll leave a link to that in the You know what? Special bonus? Yeah, special bonus. It's unlisted. It's posted right now. So, for those of you watching comic reviews and that have stuck around this far into the trade talk, before I even started talking about the trade, you get a sneak peek at tomorrow's episode of Geeky Gentleman. Links in the description. Hope you enjoy. I'd suggest pausing this video, watching that video, at least for the section where we get to Tires. We do it fairly consistently, do one story at a time. Watch the section where we get to Tires, and then come back and watch me talk about Secret Origin. There you go. So anyway, Green Lantern Secret Origin is a story I really, really like. It's my favorite Hal Jordan origin. Like a lot better than First Flight, or, God, so much better than Emerald Dawn. Emerald Dawn is just a train wreck. Ooh, Emerald Dawn's bad. Anyway, yeah, I like Secret Origin quite a bit. I think it's weird that it came out as late as it did. I'm watching the lizard from the other room do his shit. It's weird that it came out as late as it did, but it still works really well as just a Hal Jordan origin on its own, but it works beautifully to set up into the rest of the Johns run. And I always recommend people start here rather than with Rebirth. So, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to include the Geeky Gentleman episode as a part of this. So, we have the Abin Sur story Tires, Tyres, whatever. Tyrees or something like that. We have that story about Abin Sur. Then we have Green Lantern Secret Origin, Green Lantern Secret Origin, since that kind of continues off from there. And then we have, I'm going to skip all of Hal Jordan and Jordan's original career as the Green Lantern and go straight to Emerald Twilight, then 0 Hour, then into the rest of the Johns run with Rebirth and so on. So I'm going to skip all of Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner's career, but I'm going to be doing all the Green Lantern trades, including the Green Lantern Corps books, and Larfleeze and Red Lanterns and Sinestro too. But anyway, Secret Origin on its own. So what do I like about this? Well, if I had to pick just a couple scenes... Oh, that's a clever little reference. If I had to pick just a couple scenes, I like that Johns really establishes just a consistent character for Hal Jordan where he does not think ahead. He is really the opposite of Batman in that way, where Batman thinks like 150 steps ahead in every possible situation, and Hal Jordan doesn't think what he's going to do when he walks into a room. Like, Hal Jordan doesn't know what he's going to have for dinner. That's the kind of guy he is. And so we have this scene fairly early on where Hal's kind of like flashing back to his childhood, and his brother goes to give him a present at midnight on his 18th birthday, and Hal has snuck out, and we see Hal sitting on the street, and someone says, "Son, can I help you?" And he goes, "I'm 18 today, sir." Well then, happy birthday. As he joins the Air Force. That's like that. Teenagers don't think 2 steps ahead. Hal Jordan doesn't even think 1 step ahead. I like that. He just joins the Air Force on his 18th birthday because he wants to be able to fly, and his mother has told him that he's not allowed to fly. And it has immediate consequences. His mother doesn't want to see him again as long as he's in the Air Force, as long as he can fly. Because of his father's death and everything. And there's a cool little reference to Jon Stewart. The other scene I really, really like in this is, where's it at? Yeah, he just constantly just gets in his own shit. Fights Kilowog. It's toward the end, actually. I'll get into more of this later. Where's it at? There we go. Sinestro and Hal are fighting Atrocitus, who has a device that drains their power. I'm shocked. The device Atrocitus is holding is capable of removing and containing the energy within our rings. We need to keep clear of it, and we need to recharge. So he just reaches into the pocket dimension and goes, and Hal's like, "What are you doing?" "Recalling my power battery." "Don't tell me Salak didn't educate you on confined pocket dimensions and the storage of personal charging units." Hal Jordan's reaction: "I keep mine in my locker." He's such a fucking bonehead, and I just love that about the character. But anyway, so the premise of this story is Abin Sur crashes because of the fear inspired in him, and you know it's talked about it in the Geek Gentleman episode. Go watch it. Hal Jordan crashes because of that. Atrocitus escapes. Did I say Hal Jordan? Abin Sur crashes because of that. Atrocitus escapes. I like that Abin Sur crashes in the desert because if he didn't stay in his ship, it would have crashed into downtown Coast City. I like that. That's a nice detail. Anyway, so Abin Sur crashes in the desert. Hal Jordan becomes Green Lantern, gets his training done. Hector Hammond's an asshole. You kind of should know the story if you hear me talking about this, but on the off chance you don't. Hal Jordan gets his Green Lantern training, fights Kilowog, is actually quite talented as far as Green Lanterns go, doesn't understand about the yellow, he's just a stupid human. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doo. Love this fucking cool-ass panel, or full-page spread, whatever. That's awesome. I love that this is like the stupidest detail, but I really like the way that, who's the artist on this? Yeah, Ivan Reis does the Green Lantern symbol raised off the chest, or it's protruding as a projection. I really, really like that. Hal goes back to Earth, Sinestro shows up and starts causing him some problems. Atrocitus is there, and he's trying to find William Hand, who is prophesized to be the destruction of life in the galaxy. Hal and Sinestro team up and go to find Atrocitus, who is in search of William Hand. Sinestro just gets rid of Hector Hammond like it ain't no thing. Abensur reveals that the massacre of Sector 666. I never liked that detail. I'm tired of that number popping up in different things. It's not clever. Quit doing it, people. Atrocitus goes and hunts down William Hand. Hal and Sinestro have to fight him and stop him. In the attempts to fight him off, worst pet ever! Anyway, in the attempts to fight him off, Hal has to pick up or shoot. Hal has to blow up a crane, a yellow construction crane, with construct, which it shouldn't be able to do because it's yellow. Because at this point the yellow weakness is still part of the thing. But he is able to destroy it, and then there's a sweet moment at the end with Carol, and another sweet moment with Hal and Sinestro. And then Hal and Sinestro kind of yell at the Guardians, and that's why Green Lanterns are now able to hang out. Yada yada. We have the standard Hal Jordan thing, and Black Hand has his old thing. Good stuff. Whatever. Anyway, I really like this though. Just there are a lot of little things I like about the story. I think that the overall story works really well. It's just a really good Hal Jordan origin. It builds into everything else. Unfortunately, I just don't know how much I have to say about it without getting into the context of everything else that it's a part of. I like this cover more than the one with Ryan Reynolds, just because I feel like if you're going to put Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern on the cover of a comic book, it should be a Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie continuity comic book. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know how often they do that with other characters. I'm sure it's been done, don't get me wrong, but I cannot honestly think of other times where on the trade, maybe a single issue, but on the trade they've put a movie poster, basically. That bugs me. Anyway, yeah, I just like this story. It's just a fun, cool Hal Jordan origin. It's got some really neat setup. It does a lot of cool things. I like it for those reasons. I know it's not the most in-depth or thought-provoking review, but I just like it. It's just cool. It works. It works in the context of everything he's setting up, and it just works on its own because you know things are being set up, but it doesn't feel like just setup. Oh, sorry, book. Sorry, book. Dexter, what did you think of Green Lantern Secret Origin? You know, for a Red Lantern, he's pretty stoic. And yeah, it's just cool to use Atrocitus as a villain. They kind of get into that with Emerald Knights, the movie, where Atrocitus and Abensur kind of have a thing going on. Rivalry, like Atrocitus is a recurring villain for Abensur or something. I don't know. I think it's just okay. Or not just good. I think it's good. I enjoy it. There's a lot of setup for Hal's family. I really like that. It's a small detail, but I love when they do this. Abensur's eye is the Green Lantern symbol there, and later on it's the Yellow Lantern symbol. The fear symbol. So I just like when they do that. It's just a neat little thing. That's about it, really. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like it. I highly recommend reading this. If you're kind of on the fence about Green Lantern and you've heard a lot of good things about John's run, try your best to find the Alan Moore Titers story. I was able to go Argmati online and get it really easily, so you could do that. The other two Alan Moore stories are just good fun, which doesn't sound like Alan Moore at all, but it is. I highly recommend reading that first, then Secret Origin. You can skip Emerald Twilight and Zero Hour, but I'm not going to. I'm going to read those because I think they're very important to what Johns does. And it's weird that DC has been refusing to ever reprint that, so I'm actually going to read that stuff. But yeah, if you have ever been interested in Green Lantern, this is probably the best place to start if you don't want to read the Alan Moore stuff. The Alan Moore stories, 3 short stories, it all comes to one comic book, just read it. Yeah, start here too. Good stuff. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Sid2. I'll be doing comic reviews, and if you have any issues that you would like for me to check out that are monthly series, please leave those in the comments below. I'll pick up at least one issue, and if I like it, if I like it enough, I will add it to my pull list. If you have any trades graphic novels that you would like me to read, you can leave those in the comments below too, and I will do my best to get a hold of it, or you can send it to me. Let me know in the comments, and we'll work something out. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Bye.